So what is wrong with this Miami Dolphins fan base? What is happening, Dolphins fans, and welcome to another episode of the Fins Tailgate. I'm your host, El Capitan. Guys, before we get into the real question of what is wrong with this Dolphins fan base, make sure you guys are hitting the like button, subscribing if you're new, join the family, become a TFTG member, and share the video. Help people find this. There's many of us disheartened Dolphin fans out there, and we need to stick together. So, the question I pose at the title of this video is, what is wrong with the Miami Dolphins fan base? And really, you got to ask yourself another question. Well, what's really wrong with the Miami Dolphins? Well, it's a team that, although just went to the playoffs, has had no playoff success so long that it can legally drink in the United States. It's been forever since the Dolphins have had any playoff success and have been relevant. It's been a sad state of affairs of broken promises and broken dreams around here for us Dolphin fans. So I double back to the question, what's wrong with the fan base? Well, I don't really know if all of these fans are all new fans or old fans that have met their end or whatever, or just, I don't know. But the way I am a fan of the Dolphins, a lifelong fan, born in South Florida, I've only rooted for this team. I don't really watch college football. I do a little bit, but not enough to affect what I see out of my Dolphins. They take up all of my sports energy. And my fandom and what kind of fan I am has changed. And how I used to root for them and how I root for them now. But what's wrong with the fan base now? Well, it's a hard question to answer because the reality is what kind of fan are you? See, me, I ask myself, what kind of fan did I used to be and what kind of fan am I now? The fan I used to be, for lack of a better terms, the Dolphins were my daddy. Dolphins, whatever they say goes, whatever press release they do, whatever statement comes out, that is the gospel to me because my Dolphins told me so. That is the gospel because that's what they're saying. That's the reports. That's the nonsense. They got my best interest in mind. Their goal is to win Super Bowls. Their goal is to build a Super Bowl winning franchise. Now, as an adult, I say I'm more like, not that the Dolphins are my daddy, but the Dolphins have become my daughter. And you're like, your daughter, El Capitan, what do you mean by that? Well, I'll tell you. I mean that I'm not just going to let any old guy that asks for my daughter's hand in marriage to just any dude that just, hey, I want to marry your daughter, da-da-da. No, I got to see who this guy is before I give that blessing. That's how I am with my quarterback situation. That's how I am with my coaching situation. That's how I've become with this owner because I believe this owner used to have the best in mind for us fans. But I've only, again, watched a new stadium, racetrack, tennis, Formula One, just nonsense, all the bells, all the whistles, all this money, all this energy, all this nonsense that has gotten me, the fan, nothing. A better experience, a better stadium, but it's the same show. Got a new logo and everything. But not what I'm here for. I'm here for rings. I'm here for championships. And again, I go back to the reason how we have a problem in this fan base. We have people that, A, have been lifelong Dolphin fans that have suffered so long that the idea of that a quarterback can come along and just fix all this, and that this is the guy that we have in the locker room now, or that even a new guy that we can go trade for is going to be the answer. But the goal of this organization needs to be on par with what we're really here for. It's a Super Bowl. It's a championship. And falling short and fielding a third string quarterback who gave his best effort ain't going to cut it. Again, more and more excuses continued to mount with the Dolphins organization for the fans. Reasons why they come up short. And the same reasons of these slight excuses are all reasons to run everything back. Just the other day was the press conference of Chris Greer and Mike McDaniel. And for all intensive purposes, they have announced that this was a successful season, not one in the such because the goal is to win Super Bowls, but successful in the manner that they made it to the playoffs. They feel like they have answers at the quarterback position, and they feel comfortable enough to run it back. Some defensive coaching changes are going to come. Probably some offensive coaching changes are going to come, a la Eric Studsville and Darren Bevel, all guys who are getting tapped for offensive coordinating jobs by other football teams right now. And rightfully so, the offense took a good leap forward, being a top 10 offense at times. Quarterback having great category stats, all these bells and whistles, all this nonsense that don't mean nothing to the fan at the end of the day. It's just more hope for next year, more reason for another go round, more reason of the same, ladies and gentlemen. So what kind of fan are you? Are you the Dolphins your daddy? Are you just going to do whatever they say? You're going to be a good little boy? Or is the Dolphins your daughter? You love her, you love this, but you're not just going to allow your daughter to be, with no blessing in marriage to just any old guy. I know it's a little bit of a stretch of a belief of what I'm trying to put here, but my point is this. It's very simple. The goal for Dolphins fans from as long back as I can remember, since Dan was gone, since we lost Don, the goal was go get a new franchise head coach for Dan. Then the years went with no franchise head coach to be the linchpin, and then Dan goes. Now it's find a franchise quarterback, find a franchise head coach. I'm sorry, but we may have a franchise head coach in Mike McDaniel, and we may have one in Tua if he figures out some spectacular way to just be healthy through a season and turn it around as far as being available, continued success, and not seeing him be Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde in the latter part of the season where he is losing games in December to playoff caliber opponents. But again, it's a success. It's just more of the same. But there's hope. But there has always been. And when hope was lost, they blow it up and say, that's all right. The new hope is the new dawn. I'm not going nowhere as a fan. But I'm not going to allow myself to be gaslit in every way for every new talking point year in and year out. I will call it out. I will point it out. And until they get it right, then I can say they weren't lying. Maybe they're not lying. Their intent it could be in a good place. One thing I know is for certain, the Dolphins brand, organizationally, stadium, season tickets, everything has gone up financially. So is the goal to win Super Bowls or to make money? I know the goal of the fans is to win Super Bowls. But what is the goal of the franchise? And as long as the fans don't get wise enough to link up and demand results from the organization, they're going to continue to pit us against each other and have us argue about quarterbacks, have us argue about coaches, have us live on hope, a prayer and a dream. So I'll be here. I'll give it to you as real as I can for as long as I can until I am cold and dead in the ground. But what kind of fan are you guys? Because to me right now, if you're the Dolphins are your daddy, you just need to wait a little bit longer and then you'll become a real Dolphins fan. Where you're going to go, yeah, the first time head coach guru, I've heard that before. I'll believe it when I see it. Yeah, we're going to draft our rookie a rookie and farm him and build him in our super duper system because we've been so good at that our entire career. I'll believe that when I see it too. But again, hope, prayer, and just a little bit is enough. So, guys, I just want you guys to think about that. Enjoy the content. Make sure you guys are catching up all the great content we have on the network. Myself with the Fins Tailgate. We got Lewis doing the Rabid Dolphin rants. We got Color in the mornings with coffee and a cup of color and doing some late nights. We got DTA doing the shorts with the DTA Dolphins debriefs, as well as some late night shows. And then you guys got Late Night Exhale with Ali, also doing some good stuff with some broken take segments. Remember, guys, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. I'll catch you guys next time, but turn the notification bell on. We're going to be here all off season, all draft season, and we'll see you guys into next year. We'll figure out where we sit, and you can ask yourself what kind of fan you really want to be. Fins up.